Hello, everyone. This is Max, and welcome to another episode of Max Bytes, my mini podcast I do to illuminate and educate and clarify things for people, hopefully comfort people. I hope everyone's week is going wonderfully, wonderfully well. Anyways, I thought I would just talk to everybody today a little bit from, a comforting standpoint, and there's a lot of stuff going on in the world. The thing that keeps coming to mind is all this saber rattling and this chest thumping by major powers. Nuclear war. Will there be nuclear war? A lot of people have been asking that. Can you give some comfort? Can you give some clarity, Max? And, I personally do not believe that there's going to be a global nuclear war. That I do not believe. Strategic nuclear strikes, that's possible. I mean, that's always possible, right? I mean, it can happen. A low yield weapon being detonated, God forbid. How did we get there? Horrible diplomacy. We got there by basically having no leadership in Washington. Obama said once that there was leadership from behind, right? Leading from behind. We don't have any leading, not from behind, certainly not from the front. You've literally have got a person in the White House that is incompetent. You have people all over Europe and Western Europe that are looking for a conflict for some reason. And you have a madman in Russia, in my opinion. Sorry, I know that's going to offend some people, but that's the way I view it. And you've got some kind of stuff going on in Ukraine, okay? So basically everybody doesn't know what they're doing. And I wish somebody would just sit down and bring everyone to the table and discuss these things, because all it's doing is creating a lot of death and a lot of heartache and a lot of high prices and consternations and frustrations with everybody all over the planet. And it's got to stop. And the idea that you're going to go to nuclear war, it's possible. Because, it is. I mean, I don't believe there's going to be a global nuclear war. That's not, I don't see that. If I'm wrong, well, there'll be nobody around to point it out, right? That's a dark joke. But, I really don't see that, people. It's not, look, I'm very scriptural. It's not in the Bible for our times. I don't see that. And that's not how things are going to go in the direction they're going to go. We could, sometime, if you're interested in eschatology, just send me a message on that. I'd be happy to discuss it with you. I talk about that sometimes in my rooms. But no, I just don't see it. So, with that, kind of rest a little bit easy. There's going to be a Thanksgiving. We're going to have a great election next month. There's going to be a Thanksgiving. There's going to be a Christmas and a New Year. We're going to see 2023. We're going to be very happy at the outcome. But will things get worse? Yeah, I think there's going to be, I agree with President Trump. I think there's going to be $9 gas. I said $10 gas months ago. And I said $10 gas by the end of the year. I'm probably going to be off. It won't be $10 nationwide. That won't probably happen until next year sometime, providing things don't just suddenly quiet down. Suddenly you may have a peace agreement brokered and things may quiet down and suddenly the pipelines are all open. These things could happen, but I don't know, frankly, because I've never seen, there's an old cliche about amateur hour, right? There's amateur hour in the White House. Actually, there's not even that. There's nobody at the wheel, frankly. There isn't. I ever get a feeling like of a void and an emptiness. It used to be like, well, you have a fool that's doing this, or you have a stupid person in charge of that. I don't even get that. It's like, I feel like we haven't had a president in almost 2 years, about a year and a half. So over a year and a half. So that's the way I feel about it. But anyway, that's the direction I see things going, and I see them that it probably stay as it is, may get a little more uncomfortable. But the good thing is we have an election coming up, and let me just talk about that. That's looking terrific. And I'm just going to tell you what I tell everybody in Maximus Premium and what I tell everyone at the seminars I teach. We have my big seminar, Civics Maximus 2022, where I'm going to talk about this for 2 days. That's October 24th and 25th. It's looking really good. We're talking a lot. The House is looking really good. We already know that's sort of a done deal. It's just how big of a wave is it going to be with regards to the United States House of Representatives. What about the Senate? Senate's looking good. It's looking really good. I mean, the most conservative, pretty conservative estimates have the GOP picking up 2 seats, so a net of 2 pickups. I think those are a little too pessimistic of numbers. I have my own, and next month, or sorry, not next month, my bad. This month, October 24th, 25th, or the 28th and the 29th, I'm doing Civics Maximus 2022. Contact Roxy Balboa, the number 1 at gmail.com, and tell her you want to sign up for the seminar, because I'll be doing this for 2 evenings. It's going to take about 8 hours for each seminar, to really 6 to 8 hours to go through all the races and discuss this with groups of patriots. But I'll be breaking down all the races, but it's looking really good. I mean, we're looking really good. Pennsylvania's looking really good. We're looking excellent in Arizona. We're looking excellent in Georgia. I know people have a difference of opinion on Georgia right now, but I haven't changed my position on that. And I could be wrong. I mean, look, I'm not going to call every race right. I remember calling 47 out of 50 states right in 2016. So, I do miss them here and there. And you're not going to see, here's the thing, you're not going to see victory in every state. There are going to be races that are going to be legitimately too close, and it may not go the way you want it to go. It doesn't mean something nefarious happened either, okay? Don't think that way. Don't go into it looking like that. I know everyone's has this PTSD right now because of 2020, but regardless, we are going to win, and we're going to win big. And I don't care what anyone says. Another area which hasn't gotten enough attention until recently, the governor's races are looking fantastic. If you're in Oregon, it's looking great. You're going to have a Republican governor for the first time in like 30 or 40 years? I don't even remember the last time that state had a Republican governor. You're looking at New York and Pennsylvania looks interesting. Okay, it's a tall order there. I think Democrats know they're going to lose seats in New York. It's just which seats are they going to lose and how many. That's kind of, kind of like difficult to predict. I don't want to get too worked up, but the idea that Zeldin's, which is within a stone's throw of the governor's mansion, in a state that Cuomo won in 2018 by like 18 points, 16 points, something like that, is astounding. Hachu, that's her name, right? Hachu, the governor of that's what I call her, Governor Hachu. How do you pronounce that last name? Anyways, she's running so far behind Cuomo's victory numbers from 2018, it's ridiculous. And of course, Democrats down the ballot in that state are going to lose races. I look at Leticia James. She's probably the most likely to flip. It kind of reminds me of Virginia, weirdly enough. I mean, you remember Virginia in 2021? We went into it and I was saying we're going to win 2 out of 3 of the top seats and we may flip the House of Delegates. Well, we won 3 out of 3 of the top seats, and we flipped the House of Delegates. So I was actually wrong, but it became an error in our favor with that one. And so I'm looking at New York, and I'm not thinking New York is not Virginia. This is case. You guys have to understand there are too many registered Democrats in that state. It's like it's worse than New Jersey, but it's close. And just look at earlier this year. I mean, last year the Republicans swept Long Island. This year, New York 19. Everybody misunderstood the outcome of that race. It went from a 12-point Democrat victory a year and a half ago to a 2-point Democrat victory in a special election. That's a 10-point swing for the GOP. Something's changing, people. Something's happened. What did the pollster from Trafalgar say? There's a submersive Republican vote. There's a submersive MAGA vote. Yes, It's a hidden. They said 5 or 6 years ago, they used to say it was the hidden Trump vote. It's hidden. It's below ground. It's been suppressed, and it's going to erupt next month. Arizona looks good. Kari Lake's going to be the next governor of Arizona. It's just, in my opinion, now I'll give a final opinion on that based on a lot of data and some cultural trends. I don't just look at polls. I look at cultural trends because I'm an archaeologist and that's my thing. And I look at culture, and that's very important. Remember with Michael Savage used to say borders, language, culture, right? One of the most important aspects of society is a society's culture. Trends do affect that. You have to look at demographics, that's part of it. But you look at the totality of people, you look at their cultural makeup, and you look at the historical trends. Now you look back, and then you can kind of gauge, okay, that's how you calibrate a poll. One of the ways in which you calibrate, but that's the way I do it. I don't really ever hear anyone else do it like that. So I look at things differently. And the polls could be totally wrong, and they could be wrong in our favor. They could also be wrong against us, in the favor of the Democrats. That's a possibility. And it's going to vary from race to race. But Nevada looks fabulous. We are winning in so many states, guys. It's unbelievable. We're going to have at least 2 or 3 new Republican governors. There are going to be a couple of new Democrat governors too, guys. So you might as well get ready for that. There are going to be some Democrats are going to flip a couple of seats. But the GOP is going to do is going to greatly overwhelm them. And I'm going to, again, talk about all of this in detail. Max Bytes are mini podcasts I do to encourage people to support them. Not really, if you go back and listen to, it's like an anthology series. Go listen to my previous Max Bytes. The interesting thing is you can actually listen to my earlier Max Bytes, and most of what I talk about is irrelevant for today. Because these are really these are issues that are pertinent. These are issues that, and it has to do a lot with the way people are feeling about things in general. So I'm here to encourage people and tell them it's going to get better. But if you're looking to attend, you want to know the details about the upcoming midterm elections, I highly recommend 2 things. One, you sign up for Maximus Premium, because that's one of the big issues right now we're talking about around the clock. The chat room goes pretty much almost 24/7. Maybe not 24, but it goes like 18 out of 24. We're working around the clock, and people asking questions. And in Maximus Premium, your Maximus Premium member, I will answer all your questions that you post, or almost every question that's posted. I try to answer everyone. I also do Megabytes, my full 1 to 2 hour podcast. You can see an episode of it. Episode 5 actually was uploaded a few weeks ago. So it's a couple weeks ago. So you can see it here on YouTube if you want to see what it's like. It's live by Roxy and I. We host it live, and we try to answer everyone's questions. Also, you get to have access to me. I have special articles I post, special research papers, not research papers, but it's amounting to, they're made up from research papers, from research that I have done. Special column that I produce and post there, data and information that I don't post on any of my public channels. And it's election oriented right now largely, but it's also other stuff. We talk about illegal immigration. We talk about foreign policy. We talk about economics. We talk about a lot of stuff in there. And you have access to the private chat where you could say it's like a real-time message board, so you can post questions and I answer them. So you want to become a member of that, because on election night too, another thing too is I'm going to be on all my channels, but I'm going to be doing live podcasts of Megabytes from on that night on on Maximus Premium. Well, that's one thing you want to do. You also get discounts on my seminars. You're going to get access to my website when it's up and running, to everything on it. You'll unlock the articles that are posted on there. It's a lot of good stuff, upcoming merch. And then the other thing is you need to sign up for Civics Maximus 2022. Real simple. And you could do both of these. Email Roxy Balboa, the number 1 at gmail.com, or you can DM her at Roxy_Balboa on Telegram or Twitter. and just tell her you want to sign up for one or the other or both. And the real smart thing would be to sign up for Maximus Premium and then enroll in Civics Maximus 2022 because you get a discount as a member. So you can that's what a lot of people have been doing. And you get discounts on all the seminars. So you're going forward. I mean, as long as you maintain your membership, you just get discounts on all of them. You get access to me year round, and it's like having me on retainer. It's kind of fun, and it's a lot because I'm teaching around the clock and answering people's questions. But that's where I have a lot of time, and we do a lot of these discussions, and I know it's been helpful to a lot of people. And I want to thank all the members, and I want to thank all my followers, and I want to thank all my subscribers, because you people are the best. And I want you all to be happy, and I want you all to put your trust in the Lord, and I want you all to realize that we're on the cusp of a major change politically. I mean, it's called political realignment. Look it up. I talk about it at Maximus Premium. By the way, don't forget, election night again. I'm going to be doing a lot of coverage on all my channels. Again, I'll be doing a lot on Maximus Premium as well. You'll get more on that. It's going to be a lot to cover. There are going to be a lot of races. After the days following the elections, there's going to be close races where there's going to be counting going on in our favor, by the way. Some things won't be settled for days. But I'm going to with my subscribers, and I'm going to with my members, and we are with the MPs. We are going to get through all of this, and I'll be there trying to help out, trying to help everyone understand what's going on, doing as much research on my part as I possibly can to get everybody through it. So be at peace. Oh, another thing too. You want to sign up and subscribe to my upcoming newsletter. Should be rolling it out here in a few weeks. Again, tell Roxy about it. And just let her know you want to sign up for the newsletter, and she'll get back to you on that. If you're in my chat rooms, you could talk to any of the angels about signing up for my seminars. Just mention it to any of them. You know who they are, the Angels and Warriors. And I want to thank all of the members of Maximus Premium again for all your positive feedback. Some of it I posted on my YouTube channel here. If you like what you heard here today, thumbs it up. Give it a thumbs up. Thumbs it up. Does that make any sense? Give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment. I love reading your comments. Subscribe. If you keep coming back, subscribe. This is the way you do it. Thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment. Pushes the algorithm to make it even more visible. And this way we can defeat big tech at their own game by using their own technology to our advantage. That's what I like to do. And hey, a little channel like mine grows because of it. Anyways, God bless yous. I love yous. And we'll be talking to you again soon. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day and week. Ciao. Hey, everyone. This is Max, and I just want to let everybody know next week, October 17th and 18th, I'm going to be teaching a double-decker crash course. That's going to be Monday and Tuesday. And it's essentially two of my very popular seminars crammed into Monday and Tuesday. If you've never done this with me, it's just a terrific opportunity for you and your children. We're going to be discussing our republic and the history and political differences between republic and democracy. We're going to talk about the founding of republics going back to ancient Rome and the classical Athenian democracy and how it comes down to us today, and how these two different political systems operate. We're going to scrutinize the Bill of Rights. We're going to go through essentially the first 10 amendments to the U.S. Constitution. That's our Bill of Rights. We're going to break them all down, including the legalities associated with them. We're going to critically discuss our election process, analyze Articles 1, 2, and 3 of the U.S. Constitution. That means we're going to discuss how bills become law, congressional powers versus the powers of the president. What's the Supreme Court's role in all of this? And how the federal judiciary works. We're also going to look at long-term disastrous effects from election 2020, and we're going to discuss how to survive the Biden era. This is a great way to speak one-on-one with me in a very small setting, much smaller than a seminar. And if you haven't been to one of my seminars, it's a great way to introduce you to them. The Crash Course is an intense Socratic discussion with me for 2 days, and you're going to love it. Now, if you want to enroll in this, make sure you email Roxy at RoxyBalboa, the number 1, at gmail.com, and tell her you'd like to sign up for the crash course. Again, October 17th and 18th, and that's the only time I'm doing them this year. God bless you, and we'll talk soon. I hope to see you there. We're going to have fun. It's a baptism in civics. Join me for it. Bring your family, bring your kids. This is really, really good for children. Talk to you later. Ciao.